If you're 65 or younger, then you should definitely be able to do this exercise we're about to do. If not, it's time you started working on your mobility.
In this video, we'll guide you through what's important and how you can begin without any delay. As you may know,
In our daily lives, we move so little that our muscles and joints tend to get a bit rusty. And at 65, when you might not be working anymore, it gets even worse because you no longer have certain movements that you typically had in your job. Then it becomes even more important to move and stretch regularly. And that's so crucial because if you keep getting rusty, it means your muscles keep shortening more and more tight. This leads to osteoarthritis, it leads to disc problems, it leads to pain. You really don't want any of that, and there's plenty you can do about it. So let's begin right away with the first exercise. For that, Petra, turn your back to the camera and begin following along with Petra's moves right now. Namely, take your arms behind your back, one from below and one from above, and check if you can effortlessly touch your fingertips together with ease and comfort. So Petra is already reaching quite a bit. See if you can touch with both hands or how wide that distance between your hands is. So it would be ideal if you could at least manage to touch yourself with your fingertips, but there's a chance it might not happen. And then you can use our stretching strap, grab a towel, a rope, or anything else you might have available. Then firmly grasp it with both hands and picture yourself fighting only up to that specific point. Now you stay in that position and feel the stretch. There's clearly something preventing you from fully reaching all the way back. And now you wait until this stretching intensity subsides, and then you grab a bit higher on the stretching strap and pull your hands a bit closer together. And you do it again and you wait. And always perform it at an intensity that still feels bearable, that still feels like a manageable, tolerable discomfort. Then, every time you notice it's becoming a bit looser and the stretching intensity decreases, you reach in a bit more and pull a bit tighter. You see, no matter how big your distance is, you can do this at any distance you still have there. Always move in closer, and then you do the following. You pull on the stretching strap. Now we're incorporating strength training into this exercise. This strength training not only enhances your flexibility, but also builds muscle power, enabling your shoulder joints to be controlled with greater precision, stability, and ease. Specifically, you now pull the stretching strap apart, you hold it firmly and pull. You pull as hard as possible without anything moving. Nothing should shift, budge, or move while you're doing it. Pull really tight. Then you let go and check to see if you're now able to grip a bit further ahead. Try to optimize the position. And then once more, you tighten the stretching strap and practically aim to tear it apart. Try to tear the stretching strap or the towel apart, but make sure you don't let it slip. It's also a finger strengthening exercise at the same time. This is one of those super intense exercises that work for several areas. And let go again and pull a bit further. Move a bit closer, and then we'll do it a third time. Pull really hard, pull firmly, and give it all your effort this time. The right hand wants to go up, the left hand wants to go down. And let go, and pull yourself a bit closer again. And then slowly let go again. And naturally, it's best to repeat this routine every single day, and also practice on the other side, switch sides now and then. Second exercise, now we're focusing on the glutes. On the glutes. This is so important because prolonged sitting causes the hip flexor to shorten, and the glute muscle has to constantly counteract that, which is why it's so tight for many people. The sciatic nerve gets compressed, leading to burning glute pain, things we definitely want to avoid. But now we're going to perform the exercise that prevents or even reverses that. Please take a seat on the chair and slide forward enough so that you'll have some space to move around. But be careful, of course, you mustn't slide off so you don't tumble down. So, now let's begin with the right buttock. We'll do the exercise. Stretch out your left leg, even at home, stretch it out, and just simply place your right foot over the left leg, nice and easy and relaxed. And if that works, you can keep going without any issues. If that's already difficult for you, then just stay exactly like that and perform the exercise, which we'll show later, in that same position. Now slide up a bit higher. Maybe you'll get just below the knee, and notice that's as far as you can go. Then you can perform the exercise right here, or move up a little further and position above the knee. That's close. Stay in that position. If there's room behind you, push yourself back further. Then bend your leg And then the stretch will be even more intense. And then you're in the position we actually want. You can keep working on that step by step over time. And now straighten your back completely and pull your navel firmly forward. And then you'll immediately notice a significant amount of tension building up in your right glute.
You draw your belly button inward towards your spine, not forward.
So you want to move your navel forward overall, but you still have the ability to flatten your belly completely. So if your belly's sticking out, then flatten it and engage those muscles. But then you want to move your belly forward, because that's when you'll really feel the stretch directly in your right hip, or more specifically in your right buttock. If you're already dealing with issues in that area of your buttock, it's likely to pull right into that spot and directly trigger the very pain you're experiencing. And that doesn't mean you should skip the exercise. In fact, it's exactly the one that's going to help you the most. Because right now, you're pulling directly on the structure that's too short and overly tense. So you keep pulling forward towards the front. Very good. You can also look during the exercise and try to get your lower leg a bit more horizontal, aligning it as straight as you possibly can. But it's fine. You can still apply a bit of pressure. Keep pushing forward. And now comes our strength training. Push ahead using the full strength of your body. Right leg, press your right foot firmly down against your left leg with all your strength, really pushing it as hard as you can. And then you might notice that in the back of your glutes, exactly where you're stretching, it starts to tense up more distinctly. And that's another clear sign that it's working effectively. Press firmly downward. Then release and continue moving steadily forward, leading with your belly button. And with the belly button, of course, the entire torso. Again, find the intensity that you can still tolerate well. That's just a comfortable level of discomfort. Then press down with your right leg as hard as possible again. Press down really hard. Strength training, maximum strength training. The harder you press, the better the effect. And you relax again and pull forward even further. We're nearly finished now. Hold for 3 more seconds. Keep holding, stay steady, and release. Very, very well done. Excellent work. If you have the issue on the other side, then you work on the other side. If you have it on both sides, you just do both sides. And now we're moving on to another exercise. I think you know this one. But still, knowing how to do it doesn't necessarily mean you're able to do it, and that's why please stand up. And now try to reach down towards the floor with your fingertips while keeping your legs fully extended. And if you can't do it, then you should practice. And how to do that, we'll show you. You fully extend your legs, place both hands firmly on your thighs and slowly lean forward, gradually deepening into the stretch as you move further. And then you start to notice it. The stretch in the back of your knees, the pull along your thighs, the tension in your lower back, perhaps in your glutes, or even extending into your mid-back. All of that is fine because every pull is pulling you out of the pain, as we always say. Keep moving forward and intensify the stretch little by little. Extend the knees, extend them fully. And you reach your hands slightly behind your legs, and then you can, so to speak, pull your torso downward in a controlled manner. You can pull your torso downward with your hands on your legs. And take your time. And stay only as far into the exercise, or more precisely, maintain the intensity of the movement, as you can still comfortably manage and endure it without strain. Don't ruin the stretching for yourself by going too far down, as it starts pulling in the back of your knees, which feels really unpleasant. And that ruins the enjoyment of the exercise. You mustn't do that. It should sting a bit, but it shouldn't become a negative feeling. Stay just on the positive side. Keep pulling yourself further down. And now we're also doing our strength training here. That means you're holding on tight and staying steady, keeping control. Your core wants to lift, but it doesn't budge an inch because you're holding it firmly. Yes, you tense up, but don't move at all. That's the essential and crucial part. Then you relax again and let yourself sink a bit lower, maintaining control and focus throughout the process. You notice it's working again. And once more, you want to go up, but you're holding yourself in place. You're holding on completely. You're putting in the effort, then you ease up and let yourself slowly sink just a bit further down again, if you can. If not, stay just as you are. Then we'll do it again. You're trying to move upward, but you're holding on tight, still gripping firmly, refusing to let go or loosen your grip at all. Let go once more. Descend one final time. We're almost there, nearly finished. We're almost there. Just keep going. You've got this. 5 more seconds to go. Push a little lower, and just a bit more. Come on, you're doing great. And come back up. Great job. You really did well. Take a moment to check in. How are your arms feeling after all that effort? Regarding your butt, check in how it feels. And how about your fingertips on the floor? Have you made any progress yet?
Share this video because people are absolutely going to thank you for it after trying this.